CM Nisjalachasiam Haichka Quanis Anatachel Atiasqual Nestli Quanasqual Kunosqual Atiakais It's I Letzi Tia Maquelia Tia Squachil. Dear friends and relatives, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here today. My traditional name is Wapakton. My English name is Harley Chappell. I'm the elected chief with Simiamo First Nation in South Surrey. When I'm asked the question, what does NIPD mean to me? And I think there's a few different answers that I can give. I think number one, as a land-based nation here in Surrey, I think it's an acknowledgement. It's an acknowledgement of our existence. It's an acknowledgement of us still being present here in the municipality of Surrey, as well as the opportunity to showcase and share much of our culture, much of our traditions and practice with the broader public. But more than that, I really believe that for the urban Indigenous population here in Surrey, it's really that basis that we build our lives off. You know, I know so many of our community members that live in Surrey, they've been disconnected from their home, disconnected from their communities and their cultures. And this is an opportunity to root our feet in the ground again, to set our anchor once again in our practice and ceremony and culture and showcasing of different communities and different nations across the country. And I really see that as a beautiful thing here in Surrey, because the opportunity to be able to see yourself in an event as a young Indigenous person that grew up in the city of Surrey, I think it's very important that our children and our young people are able to see themselves, see who they are, their roots, their culture, their history being showcased at large-scale events. And over the years, as we've gone down this path of planning for NIPD, I think it's been a real learning curve for a lot of people, and giving that opportunity for city staff, teachers, support workers throughout the city to learn a little bit more, not only about who we are as Simiamo people and the land-based nations here in Surrey, but the broader scope of urban Indigenous communities. And how are we supporting? How are we able to give them a piece that they're able to take home and hold deep, deep in their hearts, hold deep in themselves, that they know that not only we're still here as land-based nations, but they're here as well, and they're seen and they're recognized. I really see this as the opportunity to celebrate our perseverance, celebrate our existence, celebrate our resiliency, but more than that, to know that there were many, many things that happened historically to try to take that away, and many laws and legislation. But as we move into this era of reconciliation, as we move into this time of healing, I think it's very important that we take these events and we change them and we mold them from say a municipal event to our events as land-based nations, and showcase from our worldview, so that our young people can really, leave with that. What I always say, we always want people to leave with that good feeling in their hearts. We want people to leave with that uplifting feeling that their battery is recharged, because for many of them, they don't get these experiences and they don't get these events quite enough. So the battery depletes. And as time goes on, we hope to hold more events and hope to do these. The one thing I'm going to share in closing is more around this is only a one-day event. I hope to build the self-worth, the self-esteem, the self-respect in our young people, so that they're celebrating their Indigenous heritage every single day. And we're showcasing to schools, to the city, the importance of showcasing that, because as we do that and our young people see them, and I won't even say our young people, all of our people begin to see themselves in the city, and whether that's through art projects or events like this or other events that are held throughout the year, it is uplifting, and I just really believe that for us, it's that showcase, it's that opportunity to celebrate, as well as all the teachings that go on that day and the lead up and the follow up from there. So I really am grateful for the City of Surrey and all the staff and all the different stakeholders that have helped have a piece in facilitating and organizing this event, because it's grown big, and I'm very excited to see everybody there. I'm very excited for the day, and Neath Quills Chait, that's all I gotta say. Thank you very much.
Ice Whale, my name is Damien. I would like to acknowledge the shared unceded traditional territory of the Kwantlen, Katzie, Semiahmoo, and other Coast Salish peoples on which we work, play, and learn. Being Aboriginal to me doesn't really mean anything, but it makes me feel like I'm where I belong.
You went Seamart, Strayer Namat, Atani Huyene, Atay Slolam. Tani Kai Siemel, Amas Talam, Atay Slolam. Mug Steelam, Tahimati Yoinet Mestimu, Seamart Steewir. Eat Tani Huyene. Koen ziet samen te slolam. Amas talam zie sheerten, het is al hij koen. Lam nog de ijskweel. Goeie net het de ijskweel. Iets zei het me stimo. Kun zie hanam. Zie hewa de net ijskweel. Je went die maat stijl namen. Die is des kort die. Zet zo wat. Het is al squal. Het is al stieuwer. Het is al slagen. Die wordt die gelet hier voor allem. De him met de mok squale. First, I'm going to say thank you for being here, taking care of that beautiful spirit you have inside you. Gratitude, the song brought us here today. Chief Dan George presented it to the people for the mind to be strong, the emotion to be well taken care of, and our candlelight inside to be able to see good things, hear good things, and act upon good things. Today we celebrate this day of our gift coming back, our prayers, our regalia of protection, our songs is a deep, deep prayer. Our language was given to us from the Creator. Now, today we celebrate the young children. They're bringing out the songs, bringing out the regalia, bringing out the protection, bringing out the language. And it's a good day to celebrate things that was put on a shelf for a moment, but now the young people are grasping it, taking it, and they say they're feasting on those songs. Then when they feast on those songs, namesake, remembering where they came from and where their parents came from. And the things we do now is that power of prayer and the power of the drum, the power of the language, secures every human being. Every child was very important. Children were brought forth. When the children were brought forth, the grandparents were already worried about their walk of life. The great-grandparents, if they were still here, they were already designed to what worship they were going to do when they grow up in life. It's coming back, and the gratitude that the celebration of the Indigenous days that are here, and gratitude every day should be a celebration of gratitude. Gratitude was our first prayer. Gratitude was our first prayer, followed by the power of love. And followed by the power of love was the parents, the grandparents, great-grandparents, aunts and uncles, cousins, brothers and sisters. Very simple things our ancestors used to do was just to really take care of the earth. Earth is our mother. The sky is our father. And we were here, what they say, practicing on this world to take care of one another, take care of the world, take care of the sea creatures, take care of the four-legged, take care of everything that can fly. Then we forget how to live. We go back and look at the animals. Look at the wolves. They take care and feed one another. The wolf pack takes care of the oldest wolf. And the wolf knew when their candlelight was going to go out. And he'd reminisce with the pack, and all the wolves would bring him food, and he'd send them away. And then his light would go out. We forget how to live. We see the ant pile, how they work together. And one of the things our ancestors did was live in a beautiful long house. And everybody had a job to keep the fire going. Everybody had a job to keep water in that long house where we had to pack it from the river. Everybody had a job. There was a great deal of community oriented. Nobody was excluded, right from, they say nowadays they have one that's special needs. He or she was very special. So gratitude, those that are going to celebrate and honor Indigenous days. And I'm going to tell my grandkids every day it's a celebration for our nation, in many nations. That language is coming back, the song is coming back, the prayer is so important. Honor the sky, love the earth, but most of all, love one another to the fullest. When you love one another to the fullest, all good things is bestowed upon you. And a lot of things, the song that I brought to you this early was Dan George. Honor and respect Cowichan Nation. Beautiful man. Songs come in sometimes celebration of life, songs come in deep mourning, and our uncle Howardson was in mourning, so he shared a song to give everyone, to give their spirit strength. Tenia ko ai schom nikto schmakoset. So amas talam ate solam. Nan schmakoset also gave that song to help everybody and anybody who hears it and be able to consume it and to bring it out. And that song meant all we could do now is pray for one another. All we could do now is pray for one another to be strong in the mind, the emotion, and the physical. With the language and the prayer songs that are coming back. Hai tsep jewel, hai chka. Kunisu to eat, heal, kunisi lamno, te square could sti, lalamit, alam, to slolam, alam, to stiwil. Give thanks once more for the ones that are listening, the ones that hear this, that gratitude is our first prayer. And songs really mean a lot to us, and it's coming back. I thank each and every one.
Good morning. My name is Mary Johnson. I am Anishinaabe from Manitoba, and I would like to share what Indigenous Day means to me. It means being able to share my culture with people that may not know, to connect with other cultures in Vancouver, the Lower Mainland, sharing with the young people, going into schools and teaching them some of our ways. Might be the teaching of a dream catcher, the teachings of medicines, medicine bags, ribbon skirts, ribbon shirts, storytelling, and eating food. And I'd like to reach everybody out there. They don't have to be Indigenous, but I find a lot of people don't even know about residential schools, for example. And I feel we got to reach more people, even in the other communities, to educate them in a good way what being Indigenous is.
Hi, my name is Wally Levine. I'm a Métis born and raised in Winnipeg. My culture is from the French and the Cree. And what Indigenous Days means to me is I can finally celebrate who I am and where I came from. Growing up, we were denied that. It wasn't a good idea to be any kind of Aboriginal back home. But time came when I got tired of denying it, and I started getting involved in it. And today I work with the community. Had a lot of elders help me to find out who I am, guide me in a good way. And most of them are gone now. And I'm privileged to carry on some of that work. So I like to do the teachings that I know how. I embrace it. I help others to embrace it. And we're just very happy to where we are. And we're coming full circle in a sense that now that we're getting more educated, more of our Aboriginal peoples have got higher jobs now than they used to have. I remember a time maybe 20 years ago, I don't think we had Aboriginal psychiatrists, dentists, anything like that. Now they're coming about, and that means we're growing in a good way. And I'm grateful for that. And I work with the youth. and I see them coming up, and it's really a good thing to see them growing. And they'll omit all the bad things that happened to us. Yeah, and that's what it means to me.
National Indigenous Peoples Day is a day to celebrate and to honor the variety of Indigenous nations, cultures, and also to find connections with Indigenous people and communities to further your personal journey of learning to decolonize your mind, body, spirits, and hearts.
My name is Naomi Kennedy. I am Daketh from the Tsleil and First Nations. To me, National Indigenous Peoples Day is a day where Indigenous people can gather unapologetically to share our culture, family, connections with friends. Yeah.
That we are on the unceded, shared traditional territory of the Katzie, Kwantlen, and Semiahmoo First Nations people. Haichka.
We acknowledge that we are on the unceded traditional
Coast Salish
territory
of the Katzie,
Kwantlen,
and Semiahmoo First Peoples.
and Semiahmoo First Peoples. Haisepka.
I'm recording.
But you